I decided to make beer because we're stuck at home and I really wanted something to do. And I've had it sitting on our shelf for, I don't know, probably about 2 years at this point. I am making it's really kind of like a whatever I had around. So it's an IPA and a blonde ale mixed together. So hopefully it'll end up maybe kind of like a New England IPA or kind of like a hazy IPA, but I guess we'll see. I'm hoping that the beer is a pretty high ABV. I'm hoping that it should end up being around 7% or more. I'm hoping that it's drinkable and that we end up with a really good, tasty kind of IPA here. The steps for making beer will be, we will be taking 2.5 gallons of water and adding it to a pot, bringing it up to about 160 degrees so that we can add our grains to the water to make the sparge, and we'll let that go for about an hour. After about an hour, we'll remove the grains and we'll bring it up to a boil. As we're boiling the water, we'll add hops throughout the process to give it that bitter taste. And then about an hour after we've had it boiling, we're gonna put it into an ice bath to bring it down to 70 degrees so that we can pitch the yeast into it and then bucket it up for about 2 weeks where we will be able to bottle it. I'm taking the beer to the basement so that it can stay about 70 degrees, which will allow it to not be too cold or too warm for the yeast to ferment the beer. While it's down there, we can expect not too much activity, but we will see some bubbles as the yeast gives off gases as it starts to ferment the beer. After the 2 weeks are up for fermentation, we'll bring the beer back up and I'll use a racking cane to rack it into our bottling bucket, which has a tap on it. And after we have racked it in there and removed all the sediment, we'll add a little bit of some type of simple sugar to the bottles that I'm going to be putting in, probably honey. And then we will use the bottling bucket to bottle the beer into probably about 8 bombers, I think. I should hopefully get out of this. It depends on how much we lose to evaporation. After I bottle the beer, we'll have to take the bottles back downstairs to stay around 70 degrees or so for another couple weeks so that they can carbonate. And after that, we can chill it and drink it.